A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a shocking turn of events, King Felipe VI of Spain was met with a chorus of anger and frustration during his visit to Paiporta, a town severely affected by recent catastrophic floods that claimed over 200 lives. The king, accompanied by Queen Letizia and Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, toured the devastated region, where locals expressed their outrage over the government's handling of the crisis. Reports indicate that the floods, which struck eastern and southern Spain earlier this week, have resulted in the deaths of at least 217 individuals, with the Valencia region bearing the brunt of the tragedy. Paiporta, in particular, has been identified as one of the hardest-hit areas, with more than 60 fatalities and thousands left homeless. As the royal entourage made their way through the mud-covered streets, they were met with a barrage of mud and insults from a crowd of furious survivors. Shouts of "Get out! Get out!" and "Killers!" echoed through the air as the king attempted to engage with the residents. Photographs from the scene captured the king's face splattered with mud, a stark reminder of the chaos unfolding around him. Despite the hostile environment, King Felipe remained composed, making efforts to connect with those affected by the disaster. Eyewitness accounts describe moments of emotional exchange, with one individual reportedly weeping on the king's shoulder, while others shared their desperate pleas for assistance. The queen, too, was seen reaching out to the community, speaking with women who were visibly distressed and covered in mud. Amidst the turmoil, the royal couple's visit took an unprecedented turn as they faced the reality of public discontent. The situation escalated to the point where police on horseback were required to intervene, pushing back a crowd that had gathered in protest. The anger directed at the monarchy and government officials stems from a growing frustration over the perceived inadequacy of the response to Spain's worst natural disaster in recent memory. Many residents expressed their disbelief that alerts were issued too late, with regional authorities sending out mobile notifications 2 hours after the floods had already begun to inundate homes and streets. This delay has fueled accusations that officials failed to act swiftly enough to protect the population. As the king and his delegation departed under police escort, the atmosphere remained tense, with protesters continuing to voice their outrage. The aftermath of the floods has seen thousands of volunteers and residents taking the lead in cleanup efforts, as the government struggles to manage the disaster response. In the wake of this tragedy, the central government has placed the responsibility of issuing alerts on regional authorities, who maintain that they acted according to the information available at the time. The scale of the devastation is staggering, with entire neighborhoods submerged and countless families displaced. As the search for the missing continues, the emotional toll on the survivors is palpable. Many have lost everything, and the frustration with the government's response is likely to linger as the recovery process unfolds. With thousands still without electricity and basic necessities, the people of Paiporta and surrounding areas are left grappling with the aftermath of this disaster, demanding accountability and support from their leaders. As the royal family navigates this turbulent situation, it remains to be seen how the government will address the concerns raised by the public. The visit, intended to show solidarity with those affected, has instead highlighted the deep-seated frustrations within the community. The king's efforts to connect with residents, despite the protests, may serve as a reminder of the human cost of this tragedy and the urgent need for effective disaster management in the future. As Spain mourns its losses and begins the long road to recovery, the events in Paiporta will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on the nation's political landscape and its relationship with the monarchy. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.